Welcome to Douglas County News Exchange. I'm your host, Lena Hardy. We begin our show this month by remembering September 11th. Last month, Chairman Dr. Ramona Jackson Jones and the Board of Commissioners invited the community to observe the National Day of Service and to show their appreciation to first responders, veterans, and active military personnel. The Patriots' Day ceremony began with a moment of silence led by our Fire Department Chief, Scott Spencer, and continued in Citizens Hall of the Douglas County Courthouse. Several local politicians were present and spoke briefly about their experience on that day 17 years ago.
I am Tabria Cobb, External Affairs Coordinator, and I just want to start out by welcoming you all here for our Patriots' Day ceremony.
We, on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, we are very honored this morning that you have joined us in the commemoration and memory of our fallen I call 9/11. That 17 years ago, this was a very a quiet moment in Douglas County and also the United States at large. It was a shocking moment, and I am so glad that we all are here still remembering and in memory of our fallen and also the citizens that died that day. It was just, it's very impactful even today just to speak about it. I have tears in my eyes. I would like to certainly celebrate our first responders here in Douglas County and what you do so graciously for us and what you do to protect us from the fire department, from the sheriff department, from our E911 team, all our disaster preparedness teams. I appreciate everything that you do.
Again, this is such a sobering moment in American history, and I apologize. But it's a time for us to reflect and to remember normal Americans that went to work that day, not knowing what was going to befall them, and first responders that do what you do every day and not knowing that you would have to put your lives on the line. So we need to remember that and reflect and think about how we as all Americans came together. There were flags in everyone's yards. We didn't care if you were a Democrat or Republican, a liberal, independent. It was all about being American. We didn't have lines drawn in the sand about culture and socioeconomic status or money or education. We were all Americans. And let us remember that today as we reflect on 9/11 and all the things that we do.
It is truly fitting that we pause on this day and we remember the events that shook our nation to its very core some 17 years ago. Most in this room will never forget where they were or what they were doing when they first heard the news that a plane had hit the World Trade Centers. I know I never will. There is now a generation for which the events of 9/11 are only a historical matter. Those born after 2001 did not live through it. They've only read about it in books or watched documentaries about it on TV. It's up to us, those that lived through it, those that had the anger, the fear, the sadness, and the hope of that day, to always make sure that we remember that day. FDNY lost 343 firefighters that day. As firefighters, we train, we do, and then hopefully we return home. Perhaps a little tired and sometimes maybe even a little wounded. We understand the risk of the job, but we still do what we're trained to do. Those 343 brave souls understood that they were responding to the biggest fire of their career, and that there was a chance that they may be injured, but they still responded and just did their job. None of them came home. Perhaps Senator John Kerry summed it up best, and I quote, "Remember the hours after September 11th when we came together as one to answer the attack against our homeland. We drew strength when our firefighters ran up the stairs and risked their lives so that others may live. When rescuers rushed into the Pentagon. When men and women of Flight 93 sacrificed themselves to save our nation's capital. when flags were hanging from front porches across America and strangers became friends. It was the worst day we had ever seen, but it brought out the best in all of us.
Could I ask all our veterans to just raise their hands, please? Our military citizens, and as Pastor McFall related, our patriots, are all over the globe to this day. And veterans have served in many of these places. Let us imagine the sacrifice of distance and separation from their hometowns and loved ones. Military families sacrifice so much, as do first responder families. It's the daily cycle of life that is so disrupted and made difficult by their choice of unselfish service. The half-empty bed, an unused toothbrush on the days after September 11. The wife with a little boy who has to deal with the flooded house when the water pipes break, and her husband is in Kosovo. The husband who goes to his daughter's dance recital alone because his wife is serving on an aircraft carrier in the Pacific. The spouse who alone must deal with raising a teenager. Her Marine husband is at Forward Operating Base Geronimo in Afghanistan. The spouse who goes to a family Christmas party alone because her husband is pulling his shift at the firehouse. All the T-ball games that the sheriff's deputy and the city policeman missed while on patrol. And perhaps most overlooked, and I guess because they're not first responders, the jailers at the adult detention center. They help keep us safe from some very dangerous people 24/7. For our veterans sacrificed to this day and of active duty citizen soldiers, sailors, Coast Guardsmen, Airmen, Marines, Douglas County salutes and esteems you all. To our first responders and jailers, words are inadequate to express our community's appreciation and love for you. In my life, I have visited many military cemeteries. Arlington National Cemetery, the Ardennes American Cemetery, the Punch Bowl in Hawaii, the Meuse-Argonne American Cemetery, the Normandy American Cemetery overlooking Omaha Beach. I've helped place flags, Peggy and I, at veteran graves right here in Douglasville, Georgia. But when I pray over these graves, something never fails to pull. Deeply at my heart. We mustn't forget Bernie Aberg from Minnesota or Frank Zwicky from New York. Alphabetically, they are the first and last service members on the U.S. military's list of those missing in action. Between the two of them, there are more than 80,000 others. Let's add to that the missing of the Twin Towers. Let us always remember those who have no simple or grand known resting place. No fixed place for those who wish to mourn or honor them. Let's always remember the missing.
If you are thinking about joining the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, now is the time to do it. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office is offering a $7,500 hiring incentive bonus for a limited time. This bonus is for experienced patrol officers who apply between now and the end of the year. To further provide more incentive, the Sheriff's Office released a recruitment video displaying and showcasing several units to get a first-hand look at the everyday life of an officer in Douglas County.
My My name is Terrence Dukes. I've been with Douglas County Sheriff's Office 4.5 years. My job is an investigator. I investigate juvenile crimes and crimes against persons.
My name is Susan Sweat, and I've worked at the Douglas County Sheriff's Office for 23 years, starting my career in 1994.
My name is Brett Dever. I'm a captain with the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. I've worked with the Sheriff's Office for 23 years. I am currently the Director of Training for the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, which encompasses about 370 employees.
Yeah, my name's Deputy Joseph Pounds. I've been working with the Douglas County Sheriff's Office for 10 years. I'm right now currently assigned to the Scorpion Unit.
Trent Wilson, and I've been with the Douglas County Sheriff's Department for 17 years. I work for the SCOPE unit, which is the Sheriff's Community Outreach Program and Education.
My name is Deputy Marco Miranda. I work with Douglas County Sheriff's Office. I've been working with the Sheriff's Office for 10 years.
What I like the most about working for the Sheriff's Office is that I get to work with a great group of people. It's really more like a family here. We work with people who care about the community and who are genuinely trying to do the right thing for the community and for the people that we serve.
This is a very fun and friendly and can be very family oriented. We really care about one another. So coming to work here for the 17 years, I've really seen how they care about you outside of Sheriff's Office.
It's a lot of fun as far as working with individuals. You definitely gain a family environment when you work with people for so long who are so dedicated to doing what they do.
In life, I have different issues, and the Sheriff's Office have been really supportive in my life, and co-workers and everybody. And people are nice. They appreciate law enforcement, and that's one of the things that I love most about the Sheriff's Office over here in Douglas County.
They're the most hard, grind, nose to the ground employees I've ever worked with, and they love their county and their community. When crime happened in Douglas County, they go get it.
I began working at the Sheriff's Office as a jailer. I was promoted to sergeant, and during my time as sergeant, I decided that I wanted to become an investigator. And in order to do that, I had to leave the jail as a sergeant and go out on patrol as a deputy. After doing a couple of years on patrol, I put in to become for an open investigator position, and I got the position, and here I am now. So obviously there's an opportunity for advancement in Douglas County.
I would say that this has been an absolutely terrific experience, and I am very proud of what I have done in my career at the Sheriff's Office. I would think that the only thing really that we could do to improve this department is if we could bring on a few more people who thought like the people who work here already do, that want to serve our community and do great things for the people that we serve.
If you're looking for a fun, exciting career with people who genuinely care about what they do, about their job, this will be the place for you.
I've always wanted to be a police officer all my life. I knew this is what I wanted to do since the age of 3 or 4, and I knew I've always wanted to do it here.
Hey, I'm Sheriff Pounds. I would love to have you on my team.
Hi, my name is. The Douglas County Department of Transportation is getting a new name and logo. Connect Douglas is now the new name for all the services previously offered by Rideshare. The logo was designed during the rebranding and education campaign conducted by the collaborative firm LLC. The new brand name and logo will be featured on all communications beginning this fall. The official launch for the new Connect Douglas brand is marked for Tuesday, October 23rd at the Transportation Center. As you already know, we've teamed up with the Board of Education to receive monthly updates on what's happening within our county school system. Joining me in the studio is the Communications Director of the Douglas County School System, Portia Lake.
New Manchester Elementary School 4th grade teacher Britannia Wright now holds the title of Douglas County Teacher of the Year. Judges selected Wright from a field of 34 finalists and ultimately crowned her Douglas County's 2018-19 Teacher of the Year. Now, Wright achieved this special recognition during a suspense-filled ceremony at Central Baptist Church in Douglasville. Wright has been an elementary school teacher for 11 years, with 10 of those years at New Manchester Elementary School. She earned her bachelor's degree in early childhood education in 2007 and completed her master's degree through the University of West Georgia. Turner Middle School's Zenita Hartzog and Chapel Hill High's Captain Ted McMurtry joined Wright as the 3 semifinalists, which also included Alex Gibson of Eastside Elementary School, Angela Wiggins of Fairplay Middle School, and Adrian Pettit of New Manchester High School. Each Douglas County school nominated an individual teacher of the year. Judges then selected 6 semifinalists from that field based on the strength of their applications and recommendations. All 34 submissions were judged blindly by a panel of statewide evaluators. Wright will go on to compete for the Teacher of the Year competition at the state level. The Teacher of the Year winner for Georgia will also compete in the National Teacher of the Year program. 6th grade teacher Miss Robin Aiken's classroom planetarium is making learning an out-of-this-world experience. Aiken has transformed her classroom into a planetarium using a musical light show, little planets, and special exhibits, all engineered to replicate the solar system. With the flick of one light switch, her room is flooded with lights showering each planet, and her classroom comes to life.
Well, because of the new standards for science, it has you doing more exploration and labs prior to actually explaining to them the content. So to have them actually virtually see the lab and different planets, it allows them to make their own observations prior to me explaining to them the content and get a virtual vision of how the planets are in order and the distance of the planets, and just to get like a feel of a museum brought to them instead of us maybe trying to go and maybe not having the capability to go to the museum. I'm trying to bring the museum to them.
Aiken says this is just one more way for students to gain a greater perspective of the world around them and to hopefully inspire more students to learn about other fields in science and technology. The varsity food truck cruised through the parking lot of Douglas County High School last week, delivering the Atlanta restaurant's popular comfort food to students who made the grade. Students who made straight A's all school year last year were invited to the lunch treat and enjoyed their choice of hot off the grill hot dogs, hamburgers, french fries, and onion rings. More than 150 students at Douglas County High earned straight A's last academic year. The lunch surprise for the school's academic all-stars is a DCHS tradition that students anticipate every year. Andre Weaver says this lunch treat is just one way to recognize students for making academics their priority. The principal says that the school teaches every Douglas County High School student that no goal is out of reach. Principal Andre Weaver wants every student to learn that goal setting, making the grade, and working hard will pave the way to graduation success.
There are several projects from Fire EMS, Transportation, and Parks and Recreation underway, and those projects wouldn't be possible without SPLOST funds. With more information on these projects, here's the second episode of SPLOST Up to the Minute Updates with Commissioner Henry Mitchell III.
Welcome to this segment of SPLOST Up to the Minute Update. I'm Commissioner Mitchell. Now today, we've got a couple of updates on where your SPLOST penny is being spent. We're gonna go to a couple of topics, so stay with me, but also I've got some special guests with me, so you guys introduce yourselves.
Yeah, my name's Terry Gable. I am with Moreland Altobelli, and I'm the program manager for the Douglas County SPLOST program.
Good.
I'm David Good. I'm the communications director for the SPLOST.
Okay, let's get this thing moving pretty quick because these updates are kind of gonna move pretty quick. So we wanna tell people exactly where their SPLOST dollars are being spent, starting with Parks and Rec.
Well, Parks and Rec's overall, the program is about a $106 million program for the 6 years. Parks and Rec's got $17 million of that.
Okay.
We're standing on the side of one of the bigger projects for the multipurpose rec center.
We're at Boundary Waters, by the way, just in case you didn't know.
And where this particular facility is right now under preliminary design, and we're looking at a couple schemes, but that's moving forward. Just up the road here in the park is the soccer field and football field concession building.
Got you.
So that's another big project for the park. So everything's moving right along. We spent about $10 million in the program so far. A good bit of that money was in fire, started out with, was in fire department and in transportation. In the fire, we've got the countywide digital radio system that we're working on.
Okay.
It's moving along quite well. It's about 23% done. Transportation, a lot of that has been in resurfacing and in some intersection projects that we're doing. So the program is moving along very well. The revenues are coming in up. That's been great.
A good thing. Yes. So
Yeah.
we're kind of at roughly we've got a bigger return on the penalty spot. So maybe people are spending more dollars and cents. Okay,
Looks like the economy's picking up. Hopefully that'll be a trend that'll continue.
Okay.
June was right at $2.2 million, so that was above our projections, and we're hoping that's going to continue.
Okay. So let's talk about the Senior Citizen Center. I mean, David.
Yes. With the Senior Center, it's going to be, of course, here in Lithia Springs, and it's going to be on a site over there by one of the fire stations, right behind, I believe it's Cornerstone Baptist Church.
And that's coming along pretty good.
Oh, that's coming along actually very well, where now we're into the form of actually engaging the public physically right there in their face. If you go over there at Cornerstone Baptist Church, we will have a public engagement meeting on September 6th.
Okay.
And then 1 month later, on October 4th, we'll also have a meeting over at First Baptist in Lithia Springs in order for the people to tell us what do they want to see in their senior center.
Got it. This way they'll get a chance to at least identify some things they would like to see in the center.
Correct.
They can kind of talk about the makeup of the center and what kind of even programs we might want to have at the center, correct?
Right, because then one thing that we do know is that we've heard they do not want the same thing that's already at Woody Fight. So they want, which is the existing senior center, they want to have something that is going to be unique, maybe even to the citizens here. So that's why their input is very valuable.
Okay, so we need that. So
yes, sir.
Give us those dates again so we can make sure
it's going to be September 6th over at Cornerstone Baptist Church, and then October 4th over at First Baptist of Lithia Springs.
Okay, one last piece, sidewalks. I mean, there was a couple of sidewalks project that was going on, so.
Yep.
I know we got about a minute, okay, all right.
Part of the SPLOST program is trying to identify schools that were missing sidewalk, gaps in sidewalks. So we do have 3 projects currently at New Manchester High, Lithia Springs, and Chestnut Middle to add some more sidewalks in those areas and get the kids on sidewalks instead of off the grass and off paths.
So those projects are coming right along pretty good?
They're in design stage. Right now we're out doing some preliminary work with surveying, so it's coming along fine.
Okay, did we miss anything?
No, just make sure you keep on going to your local store, spend local, keep it going, and if you have any questions or whatever, you can always visit our website at 2016splost.com.
Give that again.
2016splost, 2016splost.com.
Again, thank you for this quick up-to-the-minute SPLOST update. And keep in mind, we'll keep this ongoing and you'll see exactly where your SPLOST dollars are being spent. Again, I'm Commissioner Mitchell, and again, thank you to my guests.
Thank you.
And we'll catch up on the next round. Have a great day.
That's our show for this month. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check out all of our programming on DCTV 23. You can find us on Comcast Channel 23, AT&T UVerse Channel 99, and online at DCTV23.com. We end our show with the monthly birthday celebration for seniors at the Woody Fight Senior Center. See you next time.
Well, good morning. Good morning, and happy birthday to all of you. I'm Sharon Johnson. Most of y'all know me, I think, because I fussed at you enough, okay? But I am the director here, and on behalf of the whole staff here, we want to wish each and every one of y'all a very happy birthday. Our chairwoman could not be here today, but she spent a very capable person in her stead. This is Tiffany Stanley Stewart. Did I get that right?
It's Stewart Stanley.
Stewart Stanley.
It's okay.
Honey, they both start with S's,
I
so
know,
it's
it's very
okay.
confusing.
Okay. But I would like for her to tell you a little bit about what she does for the county as a whole.
So good morning to everyone. My name is Tiffany Stewart Stanley, and I'm the Director of External Affairs for Douglas County. And what that entails is I am in charge of intergovernmental affairs. I work with your local legislators and your state legislators and your federal legislators, as well as public engagement. So I have things under my department like Keep Douglas County Beautiful, the Douglas County Citizens Academy, the Douglas County Youth Commission, and I also do some grant administration for the county. So I'm all about stakeholder engagement and engaging our community, and I'm so thrilled to be here with you guys this morning. And I'd like to wish you all a very happy birthday on behalf of Chairman Dr. Ramona Jackson-Jones and the rest of the Board of Commissioners. Thank you.
Your name, sir?
Bob Keese.
And where were you born?
Sunbury, Pennsylvania.
Sunbury, Pennsylvania. How about that? Okay. And this is your lovely wife over here?
Yes.
Okay. And I think y'all have the same birthday, don't you?
No, I'm attending with him.
Oh, you're attending with them. Okay.
Kurt M. Richard,
And where were you born?
Worcester, Massachusetts.
Oh, wow. Worcester, Massachusetts. Okay. A Yankee came south and decided to stay.
Melly Lovelace, Rock Springs, Texas.
Okay. Texas. Yeah. All right. Very, very good.
Dora White, Columbus, Georgia.
Okay. This is the club here, president.
Well, you need to know. Vivica Harris, Berea, Kentucky.
All right. And how old are you?
65.
Okay. Right there at Medicare, right?
James Reiner.
Okay. And where were you born?
I was born in Harlem, New York.
Harlem, New York. And how old are you going to be?
Well, I'll be 58 this year.
Oh, good gosh. A babe in the woods here. Okay.
Elaine Wisner, and I was born in Akron, Ohio.
Akron, Ohio. Another Yankee. All right, Frank.
Yes, Frank Nabs. I was born on Grant Street in Atlanta, and I-20 took out my birth house.
Oh, my. Do you want to tell them how old you are?
Be 92 in a few days.
How about that?
Dorothy Bennett.
And where were you born?
I was born in Conyers, Georgia.
In Conyers, Georgia. So we do have a few Georgia people here. Give me your name.
Rosario.
Okay. And where were you born?
Lima, Peru.
Wow. See, we've got our international thing now. Very good. Very good. Okay.
Winifred Pippins. I was born in Atlanta. I'm a Grady baby.
Okay, a Grady baby. How about that?
Lois Jackson, Pulaski, Virginia.
Okay. You gonna tell us your age or not?
71.
71. Okay. All right.
Anita Minifield, Atlanta, Georgia. I'm 61.
Okay.
My name is Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter. Any relation? Were you born in Plains, Georgia?
No. I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana, but I migrated to New York at an early age.
Okay.
I'm Charlene Jefferson, and I was born in Montgomery, Alabama, and I'll be 61 on the 19th of October.
Very good. So we got Alabama done now.
My name's Debbie Trapp. I was born in Porterdale, Georgia, and I'll be 66 the 17th.
That's wonderful. And I know where Porterdale is.
I do too.
My daddy was born in Cobb, Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm very well aware of where Porterdale is. So.
Charles Redmond, born in Marion County, Florida. I'll be 69 on October the 13th.
Very good. Okay.
My name is Oscar Abbott. I'll be 69 in 29th of October.
Okay, you were almost a Halloween baby.
Yep, almost.
Okay, and where were you born?
Rome, Georgia.
Rome, Georgia. Okay, still on the western side of Georgia. Okay, time to sing, folks. It is time to sing.
Yes.
All right, I need to hear some good voices, too. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to me. And many more. Very good.